Exchange Place podcast, y'all. Hey, I am your host, Deborah Faith, and I got a special guest today with me, Kimberly Banks. I'm so happy to have you here today.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm so
I really
happy.
am. I really am.
No, I'm happy to have you. And I met you. I always got to tell people how I met you. Miss Life Insurance, as I call her. But Brittany introduced me to you, and we had a heck of a conversation over the phone.
We did.
Over the
We
phone
did.
by incident, but not on purpose. And hearing even a partial of your story, I was like, can you save this for the show? I was like, I would love to have you on the show. And today we are going to honor your son's life, who is no longer here due to gun violence. But we're going to talk about that. And I just want you to walk me through your story and your journey of healing, and also how you turned pain into purpose and all the things that you are doing today. So welcome to the show, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like our first conversation was very deep.
It was.
I have to say it was connecting. Like I knew that I wanted to be a part of whatever you were doing and be involved. And then I started watching you on Instagram because, see, I didn't know anything about you before then.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this lady is so inspirational.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, man, like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you that I'm inspirational to you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're
Listen,
welcome.
That's the purpose of the Exchange Place. I was telling you earlier before we started that this place is, first of all, this is my sacred place. It is literally, it's my heart outside of my body is the only way I could really, really explain it. And I love this place because I never leave here empty, and I always leave here full, learning about other people's journey through trauma, and just how not only have they survived, but they're thriving in life, and how loss has really turned into blessing so many others and preventing others from having to go through or helping them along the way. Of that. So I thank you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
And I want to talk about your beautiful son's life. Okay. And I promised her, y'all, you know I cry. I cry all the time, but I only cry from this side. So normally the audience doesn't see me. They see me do this. We already had some tears shed before we even started.
Right?
But let's talk a little bit about Samad's and life and just your journey.
Okay, well, Samad was born on June 21st in 2000. Mm-hmm. When he was my middle son.
Okay.
So my first son, I had him young. So, I'm like 20, 21. So that labor was easy. So when you have the next one, you're like, oh, yeah, this is nothing.
It's going to be a breeze.
This is a breeze. But no, that was not the case. The labor was like 24 hours, but the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck. Mm-hmm. So there was no painkillers. Ooh. No, couldn't have any. So that was the most natural birth I ever had. Mm-hmm. I realized at that point that I could do it. Because you always see people doing it at home and stuff, and you're like, oh no, that's not for me.
That's not for me.
But like he forced me into that, So he didn't come till the next day, and the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck. He was blue, but they saved his life, and he was born, and he was a different child though. He was like a godsend. Like he had God-given talent in sports. Mm-hmm. He dominated football, basketball, and baseball. And then when he got older, he stayed with the basketball. So he was an elite basketball player. Mm-hmm. And then school, like he never had to study. He never really carried a book bag. So he had everything. I don't even understand. Like, how do you go to the school, you memorize everything on the board, you come home with no book bag, you do the homework in school, and you go back to the school without a book bag? Who does this?
Yeah.
So he had a lot of God-given talent. He was a good person. Everybody always now talks about the hugs that he gave.
Yeah.
He always gave good hugs, and he was important to a lot of people. So in 2014, I grew up in Union, so I raised my kids in the Union Hillside area.
Okay,
We were
familiar.
living. Oh, you from there?
I'm from Irvington.
Oh,
but
that's right
yeah,
there.
but I'm right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's right there.
Yeah.
So in 2013, when my oldest son Jamal graduated, I decided that I wanted to move away and move to a better place.
Okay.
Because I felt like, the drugs, the guns, the gangs, everything in North and Hillside, I didn't want to be around anymore.
Yeah.
So we moved in 2014 to Somerset, and that's another thing about the whole story is like I moved away from gun violence to receive that gun violence in 2019.
Wow.
That's one of the things that I think about a lot. So in any case, Samad went to Franklin High School in Somerset. He attended from freshman year. He graduated in 2018. He was accepted to Keene College or Keene University because that's what it is now. You see, I'm dating myself right now, right?
It's all right. Listen, girl, me too.
I'm showing my age right now because back in the day it was Keene College.
It was Keene College. I remember, so I'm like, yep.
But Keene University, and he went there for a little while.
Yeah.
And then he dropped out. So my father, I didn't realize that my dad was his dad. But my dad passed away in 2016. So 2016, my father passed. 2014, I moved to Somerset. But he, like I said, he was an elite basketball player. And what I didn't realize about playing basketball at different school systems, if you didn't make a name for yourself when you were young, you're not respected there when you move there.
And I'm aware because I have boys and both of them play ball, so
you can't move.
You can't move.
You can't leave.
You either have to stay there or you have to be on a team that is national, so to speak, where everybody would know your name. It is hard to kind of recreate yourself at that age of moving. Yeah.
And that's not something I realized I did not know. So he never told me that he wasn't good enough. The coaches there at the high school were, they killed his confidence.
Wow.
He said, I don't want to play. I don't want to play anymore. One year he didn't even make the team. So all the trophies in my house, all of the AAU teams he played on, you wouldn't believe that he couldn't make a team. They felt that he couldn't play basketball. That was a downward spiral when my father passed, so he fell into depression. But I didn't understand it because, like I said, we really didn't talk about my father's death in that way. And then, too, me not understanding how my dad was his dad.
Yeah.
Taught him everything that he knew. He was with him all the time. I mean, taught him things, played poker with him, taught him how to play poker, taught him everything, made him a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Then when he got older, he turned into, I forgot what team that he liked. Oh, he liked the New England Patriots.
Okay.
But in the beginning, he was brainwashed to like those Giants.
Of course, yeah. That's how my dad was a Bear fan, so the boys had to be a Bear fan for, pretty much life. I'm brainwashed myself, so
I don't understand it. So,
I get it.
So in any case, Samad graduated, and in December 31st, 2019, he was over a friend's house, and it was 3:26 p.m., and he was gunned down by 5 people that knew him. When I say knew him, they went to school with him. Ages 18, 18, 21, 16, and 16. Broad daylight, 3:26 p.m., like I said. When I got the news, and I was speaking about this the other day, that you wouldn't believe that when I got the news, his best friend Tyree called me, and Gotti called me, his girlfriend at the time, on FaceTime. Like, oh, Mom, get to the hospital. I said, okay. I hung up the phone and I'm like, just fell out in the car. My son, I can't believe my son is dead. I can't believe he's gone. But I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
It was just what I felt at the moment.
You felt.
And got to the hospital. We had to wait a long time. And by 8 p.m. they pronounced him dead. But I didn't know that the doctors were trying to save his life. He passed away at the scene. But they brought all these doctors in to save his life, but they just couldn't save his life.
So what do you do after that? I'm almost speechless because, again, all I can see is my boy's face, and I can't even imagine. I can't imagine that call. And so many things were going through my mind just now as you were talking about that. But what do you do after that? Like,
How do I cope?
How do you cope?
Yeah.
How do you get out of bed the next day?
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to do anything. I'm going to say that my village, my friends, Samad's mentor and trainer, you're about to make me cry now. They really pushed me. You know, my big sister, Marianne, how we met was sports, because you always meet your best friends from sports from your kids.
Absolutely.
You don't meet them at work. Sometimes you do, but you really meet them from your kids.
You spend a lot of time with the basketball moms.
Yeah, you spend oh my gosh. Say that. You know, the moms and dads, like, they become your family.
They become family.
And she was like, I've known her because our kids, her son Keon and Samad played basketball from 5 years old. So somebody at that time is 19. We got a lot of years in. And she was like, oh no, every day she called me in the morning, get up, we doing this. I'm not doing nothing. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to lay here. I don't want to do anything. But they pushed me. You know, he didn't get buried for 2 weeks because it was a homicide. So that takes more time at the time when you trying to have a burial. So he didn't get buried until January 11th. But that Monday after, Coach Audrey Taylor, who was Franklin High School girls basketball coach, like I said, she's Samad's mentor and trainer. She came to my house and she said, listen, we're not going to let his name die. We're going to have to do something in his honor. So figure it out what we're going to do. But, you know, she gave me some ideas. And I said, yeah, okay, you know, all right. But that day I became mom to everybody in town. I mean, all the kids. I'm known as Mama Two Up in my town.
Okay.
So, like, I can be in a store and like, hey, Mama Two Up. And I'm like, who is that? I wonder that. Like,
Who gave you that name?
The boys. So, Samad's, what do you call it? His handle on Instagram was Two Up for Life.
Okay.
So, everything is Two Up. I'm Mama Two Up. My oldest son is Bank Two Up. That's Jamal. His friend is Tarad is Roddy Two Up. So everything is Two Up. They have Two Up records. Everything is Two Up. So if you see Two Up around me,
Okay.
you know why.
Mama, now I know what to call you, Mama Two Up.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So along this healing journey, when you decide, okay, we're gonna honor his life, and I'm not gonna stay stuck in his death, right? Where do you start? Where do you start from to do that, and what does that look like?
Again, I'm gonna go right back to my village.
Your village. I love that
telling
you
you.
keep saying that, because I
Yeah.
don't think people think about that as much.
Yeah.
Normally, when people go through trauma, it is a very separate thing. People are ashamed of how they feel. They're not able to necessarily all the time even articulate how they feel at times. And it's a very vulnerable place to be. And I'm just from knowing you and the time that I've known you, you seem what people would deem a strong woman, right?
Thank you.
And I think in that, sometimes being deemed strong, you're a mom, I know you're a truck driver, I know that you have all these amazing things kind of going on. A lot of times we take on that battle ourselves and don't even allow people to come in. So I love that you keep going back to your village, because a lot of times there are people who want to help. They don't know how, and sometimes the person doesn't allow them to help.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. I think that people don't allow it. But then you don't even realize it's help. So like right now, when I'm getting ready to tell you about the kids, so Samad had it's like probably about 13 of them, best friends. They call themselves the family. So I have them around me, you know, and I mean they're around me. They're at my house all the time. At this moment, at the time when Samad first passed, all the girls, the boys, everybody was around me. So I started having youth-focused events, just for events for them. Different things. They were like, you know, let's do a walk. Again, Coach Taylor, let's do a walk. So we had a walk that first year. And then too, I just want to backtrack a bit. When Samad first passed on the 31st, the first, we had, the next day, we had a candlelight vigil. And so that, we're out there, it's dark, and I'm like, you know, God, why me? Why my family? Like, I'm literally screaming out loud. And then 2 days later, God came to speak to me and said, you don't understand the mission. You're strong enough. You'll see. Just stay faithful. See, staying faithful again. You know, when I felt like God saved me at some point in my life, when I was going through a lot of things, I asked God to use me. But see, I didn't know that you were going to use me in this way. You know, you don't know. You just ask, like, okay, you saved me. Let me share my story with people. Now use me. So he's using me right now. Yeah, I lost my son. I did. But my son's life means something to so many people. He changed so many lives. He changed mine. He changed me in life and death. His spirit, everything about him is the reason why I live, is the reason why we're doing what we're doing. And I say we, again, because I can't take all the credit. I got the kids. I got, you know, people doing things. The kids are making music, and it's all of that has helped me, you know. So I started with, I didn't have the nonprofit at first.
Okay.
Then I started with the nonprofit. We started in 2020, One Family, One Fight. Again, the hand goes back to the boys, because they call themselves, like I told you, the family, and the hand was their signature thing. So they helped me, and Coach Taylor, again, like I said, the village, helped me design the logo. So we have One Family, One Fight. In the beginning, I didn't have my mission. I didn't. I really found my mission like maybe 6 months ago.
Okay.
You know, I didn't have a mission. I just said, okay, I got a nonprofit. But the kids really used it, you know, to have events, you know, so we had to walk. And that was nice. Like, we did a concert the first time. His best friend, Tarad, a.k.a. Roddy Two Up, at Roddy Two Up on Instagram, because I got to shout him out, because his music, too, has really helped me heal. He speaks about his pain and his music all the time. My oldest son, at Bank Two Up, they went to writing music about the pain of losing Samad. And believe it or not, when I'm in my truck riding and I'm down and I'm crying, because I'll cry from here to Boston plenty of days.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, Roddy Two Up, right on.
Yeah.
You know, because he's writing music that's powerful. You know, it talks about him losing Samad. It talks about you're going to hear his life until his life is gone. What happened to his boy can never be a bygone. Like, I'm rapping the music too. Like, I know all the words. Like, I'm at the concert, like, yeah, I know. They like, who is this lady? You know, like, I'm the mom. I'm Mama Two Up. You know, but you know, like, those things kind of helped me just get through. And so when I found my mission 6 months ago, I have a basketball league, Legends Basketball, because we consider Samad a legend. He's a legend in my eyes.
Absolutely.
Like,
and is that out of Somerset?
Yeah, we're out of Somerset.
Okay.
And it really started too because, like I said, Samad had such a bad time with the coaching that it destroyed his confidence. I have a younger son, 15 years old, Niall. I decided that I was going to take over his coaching. Okay. I was going to be more involved. And there wasn't going to be another person that would put my child down and make him lose their confidence to where you tell me that you're not good enough to play basketball. Meanwhile, I got 10 trophies right here.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, never again.
Coaching is, and I learned this a lot. Again, my boys play, and coaching is not just about what happens on the court. And a good coach, because I've experienced both, knows how to treat children individually. Like, my oldest son is not. You know how coaches can get like very aggressive. That does nothing for my older son. You're not going to get more out of him from that. And you have to know the child and be dedicated and committed enough to coaching to understand that, you know what I mean, to bring that out. So I love that you're doing that with your younger son.
Thank you. Yeah. And there's nobody but him and his friends at first, and then we have some other people coming along, but I partnered with Coach Taylor again.
Right now, say that. You gotta
right now.
Speak right now.
Right now, I'm speak that into existence right now. So I partnered with her, her nonprofit Passion for Youth Inc. And we have a developmental basketball league.
Okay.
So AAU, but we are. It's about, like you said, individually developing the kids and then teaching them the basics of basketball so they can learn, so they can play. But in the meantime, I take basketball and I combine a program of sports plus mentorship, and now I'm teaching them life skills on and off the court. Because basketball teaches you life skills.
It does.
It teaches you about everything. We experienced a little bit of racism at one league we played in, so I had to teach them about that.
Yeah.
Conflict resolution, effective communication skills. Y'all have to learn how to speak to each other in here.
Absolutely.
You can't, come in here, touch a hand, shake a hand, good game. I don't care if you mad that they didn't make those 5 threes. We're a brotherhood here.
Yeah.
So everything is different for me and her and how we're coaching and training the kids. It's a different vibe. I'm different.
I know. I was about to say, we all are different. Yeah,
Yes.
Yes. Everything you putting yourself on there. Put your sauce on it.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Right. The Mama 2-Up sauce.
The Mama 2-Up. I love it. So as you're walking through your healing journey, what did that consist of? Did that consist of, I know it consisted of your family, outside of your family, which may have not been blood related, and the coach that you mentioned, I can't remember her name.
Audrey Taylor.
Mm-hmm. We got to shout her out because she coached on and off the court.
She is the best.
She is
Franklin
the best.
High School girls basketball Coach Audrey Taylor, Passion for Youth Inc. She knows, I praise her. From day one when I met her, with you, you know how you meet some people and they're just
know.
This person is like a goddess almost, to me. That's how I feel about y'all. The connection was there, you know what I mean?
We're
and
heart
she's
people.
Yes.
That's what I call us.
Oh, man.
We are heart people who, beyond anything else,
Yes.
you are a person of heart, and you just want to see the world be different and better, and you want to help other people get there. I feel like I know her. I feel like I need to connect to her.
Right. She's a good person.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that you have her. But outside of her, did you ever think about therapy, or have you done therapy, or was therapy not the route that you went? Was it, I know I've heard all different types of coping mechanisms. I just want to share with the audience I love therapy. I'll say that. I have done therapy. I've done some other, things as well, but therapy helped me see me.
Yeah.
More than anything. And, I'm a little stubborn and hard-headed, so it took me a little bit. I am. I'm just telling
you a
the
Taurus?
truth. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
technically, I'm October 5th, so I guess what they consider a Libra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Niall's birthday is October 9th, so y'all look the same.
Yeah. We're
he's
handfuls.
Yes.
We love people hard, but we often get injured by people sometimes because we love so hard.
Yeah. I didn't do therapy.
Okay.
It's not that I didn't want to.
Okay.
I asked my sons, did they want to do therapy? Did they want to go together? Mm-hmm. And I didn't do it. A lot of people said, "Oh, Kim, you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to do it." I just didn't.
Okay.
I think it's because my perspective is different.
Okay. Can you share it?
Yeah, sure. I would never. And no disrespect to anybody that does this.
No.
Okay? So we're talking about my journey because I don't want nobody to say, we're talking about me.
But somebody else. So here's the thing about the exchange place is that we come to share different journeys because everybody's is not going to be the same. And though mine may have been therapy, yours may not. And there may be somebody who is listening who needs another alternative.
Yeah, I just want that to be, that's my disclaimer every time I talk.
No.
But so I don't celebrate his death. So I don't say on Instagram, his birthday is coming, happy heavenly birthday, because I'm never celebrating him in heaven. I'm celebrating his life here on earth. So I'm celebrating everything about him every single day. You understand? So when I'm doing that, I'm always living in, I found my purpose through this, like I was saying before we came on, that I'm a truck driver. So speaking, heck no. No. I was never talking. I've been driving 21 years. There's nobody to talk to in my truck. Okay. Doing podcasts, doing speeches. No. And I used to get very nervous. So me speaking to you right now and me being comfortable and I'm okay with this, or people asking me to speak, I'm in my purpose right now. I'm doing something totally different out of my comfort zone that I never would have done. But anyway, back to my healing. So I focus on him being his life, everything that he did. I focus on the stories that I was given by everybody. For instance, Husanao, right? This is his best friend. Mm-hmm. There's 3 sets of twins in this family. Okay. Now, I've known them all this time. Never told me until, let's say, I'm going to say 6 months ago again. We're in front of my house, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, Mom, you know what? Remember I know the first day that I met you. I said, when? He said, when you saw us sitting on the porch. And you said, why y'all sitting on the porch? It was like 6 of them. Mm-hmm. It's 2 steps on the porch. So there's 6 of them there. No. Y'all go in the back. Go in the back. And he said, that was the first day we met Samad. And that was the first day I met you. We met him at the basketball court. He told us to come to your house. He had plenty of water and food. No wonder I never had any Gatorades or water or food. I never knew that's the type of person he was. Mm-hmm. You know, he was that type of person that he just always gave everything to everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's just like I just live in everything that he's doing. I feed off of everybody else's connection to him, their story, and I just want to celebrate his life. I want to live in his legacy. One thing I think that we don't think about is I don't think he knew in 19 years what he was actually doing with his life. Yeah. To touch so many people, you know, to make such a difference. Like I said, he has his best friend Tarad making music. Big brother Jamal changed his life. And I mean, my son was on a bad path. He had been to jail. He came home from jail, and if I go back on the story, December 25th, he almost passed away, my oldest son. Mm-hmm. So I found him unconscious in the house. We spent all Christmas Day in the hospital. He spent 5 days in the hospital. As soon as he got out the hospital, the next day, Samad was shot and killed. So his life going from that to him having his own clothing line right now. Mm-hmm. I just helped him start a women's line, Blue Ivy. His clothing line is Glockstar. And just him changing his life too. You know, watching Niall play basketball in honor of his brother. Watching everybody else doing what they're doing. I live for those things. And that's just been my healing. I would like therapy because therapy I think is good. Mm-hmm. It would help me know who I am. But I just haven't found that I needed it yet. Yeah. You know, not yet. Doesn't mean that I won't. Yeah. You know, because everything became moments for me when Samad passed. You know how you have days, oh, today a bad day. Mm-hmm. No, everything went into moments. Everything became moments for me because I was on FaceTime at 7 o'clock in the morning with my son. And then by that later on that day, by the afternoon, he was gone. Mm. You know, so life for me became moments. So at this moment, no, I'm not. But it doesn't mean that my moment won't change for me. I may need it. Yeah. You know?
I love that you said that. I'm going to take that with me. I'm going to not steal it, but I'm going to take it with me because I don't think we live enough in moments. We do live in that kind of day thing and with the thought process that we have the day. Yeah. And not the moments. But I totally understand. And I even more commend you that you are where you are without therapy, like, and that you're celebrating. Because I think we get stuck. I'm thinking, you know, my dad's birthday is coming up. So while you were talking, I'm thinking, dang, I get to that, and I've gotten better. I will say that it'll be 6 years that my dad's no longer here. He died in 2016. I think I shared that with you as well, and this month is his birthday month. So as Father's Day approaches and all that approaches, it's always, you know, I think about him every day, but I think about him more in June.
The holidays make you.
And you know what I mean? The things that point to him, and I'm gonna take that with me because I do feel like I celebrate his life. The Exchange Place exists partially because of his death and everything that his death uncovered for me, and kind of sent me into purpose as well. But I don't think I live enough in moments, if I'm honest. As you were talking, I'm like, man, I don't think I live enough in moments. And I don't think, probably if the audience was honest enough to say, I don't think anybody lives enough in moments and just, you know, that place. So I'm gonna take that with me.
Because there's nothing I did before, though. Yeah. You understand? So that's why I said I guess my healing journey is different. You know, no disrespect to anybody else, but I didn't live in moments before. I just began to live like this after his passing. Yeah. You know, I learned a different type of healing. I learned a different way, you know, and I don't know, I'm just moment by moment.
Moment by moment.
Yeah. So if you text me and I say, I'm okay at this moment, that's this moment. Yeah. Next moment, I might be bawling out over Samad or my dad or, you know, just life period. You know, I don't know, you know, but at this moment, I'm okay. Yeah. You know.
I love that.
Might not be when I leave here. You know?
Oh no, you're gonna be good when you leave here. That's my prayer. That everything that you're giving us,
thank you,
leaves you better as well.
Yes.
So can you tell me? I know you have something A2 coming up to honor his life, right? This
yes.
month. Can we talk a little bit about what you're doing?
Sure.
Yeah.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month.
Okay.
So #wear orange. And it's also Samad's birthday month. Like I said,
is it?
see, right here, you're talking about a lot of different things when you move in and you think about faith and God all the time. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So, he passed away, but his birthday's in June, and June is Gun Violence Awareness Month, and my son died of gun violence. It makes me think a lot about that.
Yeah.
You know, so we have a annual Samazi Fraizer Youth Over Guns Family Day.
Mm-hmm.
I hold that at Eagles Landing Day Camp in North Brunswick, New Jersey, and it's a community unity day, a day of peace. It's a camp, so we have the pools, beach volleyball, miniature golf. We also going to have our 3v3 King of the Court basketball tournament, 3-point contest. And of course, we're gonna have a concert by the boys. So this year,
you get to hear your music.
I'm gonna have my phone on live singing along with the sons. Yes, that will be me. And so who's performing? I have Flacco performing. That's another one of Samad's really best friends. Like again, making music. They say Tua, Mighty World, all of this stuff in their music. Jamal, aka Bank Tua, and Roddy 2 Up. It's a concert with those three.
Okay.
His best friend Justin Stewart, who is a well-known model. He went to school with him in Hillside. He comes and he does the motivational speech every year, and it's very moving when he speaks.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a deep one there.
Yeah.
You know. So and then I spoke yesterday at the Moms Demand Action event, and I was able to make some connections. So I'm hoping to have more people come in and speak, because it's important for me to build a community where the community can come in and speak. Law enforcement, let's find out about the programs. Let's work together as a community, because ending gun violence doesn't happen unless we all work together.
Work together, I was about to say.
You know, the schools, the businesses, the youth centers in town, the programs, whatever you have in town, everybody has to be connected.
Absolutely.
Everybody has to be informed. You know, everybody has to be involved.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's what we do we're doing it Saturday, June 18th this year. I'm not sure if I said that already.
Yeah, if you did. And how can they, for people who want to attend, or do you guys do donations and all of that? How can
Yes.
they do that? Okay.
We do donations. If anybody wants to donate water, they can bring it that day.
Okay.
To the event, because we'll have bottled water there. We have a food truck coming this year, Steak and Take and Soul, at Steak and Take and Soul, if you want to find her on Instagram.
Okay.
She'll be there with the food. So yeah, we'll take donations. I take money donations. When I get the donations, I put them towards either my event or through to the basketball team to reduce that price for the parents, because you know, basketball is expensive.
I'm gonna donate because I know I probably won't be able to be there, but I'm gonna
well, thank you.
donate.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that. And the event
absolutely.
is listed on Eventbrite too.
Okay.
So you can just search up the Samazi Fraizer Family Day, or they can follow me on Instagram at Mama Tuup, and it's in my link too. You know, at One Family One Fight. It's on there too.
Yeah. Now your Instagram makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, connect. So this is something that I know we haven't I know you are speaking. Of course, you're on the podcast, blessing us. Are you mentoring moms yet?
No, but that's a thought.
Yeah.
That's a thought right there.
That's a thought. I think and know that you would be a blessing to someone else that has gone through what you have gone through, and probably not at the space that you are. So just
that's a thought right there.
Yeah, let's just say first on the exchange there.
Yes.
There was something spoken to me that planted that idea. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But for the moms who will listen to this, who have lost a child, what wisdom, and you've given so much already, but like what wisdom, if you had one thing that you would want to leave a mother with, what would that be?
I would say, again, live in their legacy, live in their life, celebrate their life. Don't be afraid to speak about what happened to you and your family. Create a place of healing that way, or anyway, whatever way works. Learn to heal from it. We spoke about the 5 stages of death and grief. The 5 stages of grief and how you need to move through those. Just move through those, and find a place of solace somewhere. I know I said at that day, like, why me? Why my son? But I'm not mad at God. I'm not mad at God for what happened, because again, I believe my son's life had a purpose. I'm about to cry. When I think about everything that we're doing, we're touching, the boys on the basketball team, my older sons with the music, they're not only that music is everywhere. You're touching people. We don't know who went through something, losing their best friend or their brother. How do we know that music isn't touching somebody? Yeah. Just find a way to find healing in it.
Yeah.
The purpose in it, and keep living in the moments.
Yeah.
Those moments that you shared. Don't be hateful. I don't hate God for anything. I know there's a reason. Of course I want my son here. Yes, I do. But God had a bigger purpose for him. And I have to understand that.
Yeah. I love that. I do. And it reminds me of kind of what we were talking about before we actually came on. And I said we're talking about building out of purpose, and that every time I sit behind this mic and have somebody sit next to me, or even via the, remotely, that's all I'm thinking about is this is not about me. There is somebody who will listen. There is someone who will attend your event. There is someone who will hear this podcast and be blessed by your experience. And even though it was painful, it birthed purpose. Yeah. And you are walking in your purpose. I commend you, because I said this to you earlier too. I could not honestly sit here and say where I would be if I lost my boys. I don't know. I don't know that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that I would have the strength. And I have a great village, but just even me thinking about that, I feel like I don't know if I could get up for that one, from that one. So I agree with you. God's plans are not ours. A lot of times we don't understand it. There are moments in time with all the loss that I've experienced that I question. But at the end of the day, even having a conversation with someone, I understand that it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
It's bigger than me. And sometimes that pain was for somebody else to help them cope through. And I hope you continue, which I know you will, doing what you're doing. But I see expansion on that, if I can say that. I see expansion to moms who feel alone, moms who think nobody else understands, and the moms you talked about that are stuck in the pain and not living for the legacy and the life. So I hope as you continue, and I know I have you back on eventually.
Yes, please do.
Yeah,
please
absolutely.
Do. Please do.
Absolutely. But I know that'll be another extension to what the plan is. I thank you for coming. Is there anything else you want to share with us, or you want to pour out? You've poured out so much, and she had me crying. She had me crying from the time she came up. I'm like, okay, I wasn't planning on crying today.
No. I think I want to read a poem.
Can you?
Yes, I'm gonna read this poem.
Yes.
It's one that I have. Let me find it. It's not far.
No, you take your time. We got a little bit of time.
So like I said, this is, one other thing I wanted to say was, I didn't think about till now. I began by writing a blog. So I began writing about my experience with losing Samad too. Like I said, truck driver, you don't write, you don't speak, So I began writing the blog, and that was, again, another suggestion from Coach Taylor. She used that way to deal with the death of a family member. So I began to write, and my mother is a poet. She was an English teacher. So you could not say ain't and can't in my house when we grew up. But she wrote poetry. She wrote short stories, but I never indulged. I like the reading. She made me read, so that stuck with me to this day.
Yeah.
So I began writing a blog, and that was like my website at first. And then I moved on to, like, I don't even write right now. I don't write at all. And I don't know why I moved. Like, again, that was good at the moment, but that's not my moment right now.
Gotcha.
But this poem is one that I found, and I have it on, when I wrote my first blog, it was Finding Peace in the Midst of Tragedy. That's on my website, so if anybody wants to read that. So this is the poem.
Okay.
Love is stronger than death, even though it can't stop death from happening. But no matter how hard death tries, it can't separate people from love. It can't take away our memories either. In the end, life is stronger than death. Anonymous. So this is one of the things, like I said, that I live by. Like, I love my son. Nobody can ever take that love from me. Death is inevitable. It's going to happen. We don't know when. So make every moment the best moment of your life. And, you know, the saying goes, you only die once, live every day. Don't say live every, the other way. No, you only die once. We only die once.
Yeah.
Live every day.
I'm gonna keep that one too. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that one with me. I am. Can you share your website for people to contact you as well as your IG? So
yes,
moms can reach out to you, or people can reach out, and dads too. I don't want to exclude dads.
Yeah, anybody,
everybody,
anybody, young, old.
Yeah.
On Instagram, I'm at Mama Two Up. I'm on Facebook too, Kim Banks. My nonprofit is at One Family One Fight. Excuse me. If you want to follow my basketball too, it's at Maady Legends, Maady Legends. And my website is onefamilyOneFight.com.
Okay. Y'all reach out to her. She is a blessing and she's a sweetheart. She is a sweetheart.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm so glad that we connected. I'm grateful for Miss Life Insurance.
Yes. Hey, Britt. Shout out to Britt.
Brittany.
Brittany.
I appreciate her. I didn't know, what this would become, but I'm glad that I was able to connect with you and you allow me to come here and share my story.
Yes.
And I want to come back because I'm going to explore that.
Yes.
That idea you gave
will.
me.
You will come back.
Yes.
You will come back.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Soon and very soon. So thank you so much. And until the next time, y'all, we'll see you next week.